How's it going? I got my little, I had to bring everything inside. I got my little art corner going here. Check it out. Alright, alright. I'm gonna do a landscape. I'm gonna put some gray undertone on there first. I just have earth tones on here again. I mixed my greens with ultramarine blue with yellow. And I put a little yellow ochre in this middle one. Black and white for gray, no Payne's gray. And just using acrylic brushes. I have a little water in here to help the paint flow. I'm just going to put up here a gray. Let's start with a gray underpaint today. And I'm hoping it makes the painting look darker, you know. So it doesn't look so bright, you know. I'm sure it will. So this, I'm using the Utrex acrylic paint. And if you have a bigger brush, if you have a large brush, you can get this done quicker. Basically, I just want to get the whole thing gray, and then I'll get started painting. Let me make sure I'm running. I had a hard time getting logged in for some reason. Like the signal was bad, but it seems to be working now. And I've got a low battery again, so I might have to keep an eye on my live. But I tested it once. I plugged in the power while I was recording, and it still worked. So if I have to plug it in and charge it while I'm doing this, I can do that. I just didn't want to get the power cord out. So I got done. I played yesterday and today in the band. Just got done a while ago, so now it's evening time here in Seattle. Let me see what time it is. Friday, September 29th, 6:43. Yesterday was my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. And I forgot to do something. I was going to do something special. I'm going to have to do it next week. I've got too much to do between now and Monday, so I got to mix a little more gray. I went through you know, when you do this acrylic paint, you don't need much paint. Like I just put a little dab of each color, and then I spread it out because it's easier to grab it. The reason why I'm mixing my paint uh, first, like you can mix it while you're painting, but it's just that I want it already mixed for the video, so I can just grab it and go, you know. The weirdest thing, like I quit smoking. It's been 3 months now, but I'm still smelling smoke. everywhere I go, like at work, in my car, here at the house. I mean, it's just like it's in my nose for some reason. I don't know where it's coming from. I wonder if it's like from like the hats I wore. Maybe that's what it is because I keep getting a whiff of like cigarette smoke, and I haven't cheated or anything. I haven't smoked a cigarette in over 3 months now. All right, let me get this done. That's enough. This paint, you don't have to be very careful with this underpaint. Just I'm gonna get it down, and I'm kind of giving this upper part time to dry. Is what I'm doing. All right, so up here I got cobalt blue. Let me rinse my brush. If you're a beginner, let me show you the cobalt blue. It it it's pretty dark in the tube, okay? And I mean, you just don't want to put that color right out of the tube up on your painting. I mean, you can if you want, but I, you know, it won't see a sky like blue like that. So I mix some white in there, and I put a dash of purple in there. So go out and take a few pictures of the sky where you live, and you can kind of do it at different times too, because the color always of the blue is different between the morning and the night, the afternoon. It's always a little different. Look at this. So that gray, it's really going to make it look a little darker. I like that. Okay. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for a different, I want a different look in my painting today. I want it dark and subdued. Look at that. I wonder if that glare is getting in there. No, it's not. I'm seeing a glare right here, but man, this is looking pretty good. So it's a nice blue with that gray. So I'm going to keep coming down a little more. Once I get the sky in up I'm going to design the painting. That looks pretty good. I mean, I waited for that gray to dry a little, so it's kind of mixing in there. That's okay. I want it to mix in there a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can get a different look on this landscape than with the white canvas. It's always bright, you know. So let me put a little white in here now at the bottom. All right, let's see how that looks. Wow. That looks really good. I like that sky with the blue, so you can always keep, you know, adding color. I'm going to let it dry and then add clouds, and then if it's not blue enough, I can always put more blue in there. So now I'm going to design this painting real quick with Wow, this brush got hard. Thought I cleaned it. There we go. I'm going to use some burnt umber. I'm going to put a mountain up here pretty high. I want this to be filled in quite a bit. So have some mountains there. I'm going to put a few distant mountains back here as well. Those will be in gray. And I don't think I'm going to put water in this one today. So I want to have a lot of hills because I got some cool greens. So today I'm going to just run my hills kind of down and flat. We'll do like plateaus here maybe. There we go. That's good enough. I like that. All right. So now I'm kind of curious what my grass is going to look like. Probably going to have yellow ochre back here. Let me go ahead and just put that in real quick. Yellow ochre at the bottom of the mountain. Maybe the sun will be hitting that spot really good. Okay, now I'm going to put my greens in. I'm going to use my lightest green that I have back here. I'm just going to block it in. This is called blocking in. I'm going to try and go pretty fast on this video. It should be easy because there's no water in here. I'll use the same green over here because they're kind of the same distance almost, but I'll lighten up this one with white back there. So I'm just blocking in the color, and I'm going to change the color right now while it's wet. Okay, I'm going to add a little, you can either use white or blue, but I'm going to use white. And I'm going to lighten up the back side of this mountain hill with white. Keep a paper towel in your hand so you can wipe your brush off, and that way you can blend it. Okay. See how I just made that? This was the same green as that, but I put a little white in it to lighten the green up. That'll soak in and even get a little lighter. I'm going to put a little white, just a touch of white on the top of this hill here. All right, now I got a medium green I'm going to put here. I'm just wetting my brush just a little, just to get the paint to flow a bit. You don't have to get it extremely wet. But since I'm just blocking this color in, you can get it as thin as you want right now, because this is just all, it's more underpaint. I know we have gray underneath there as our underpaint, but this is also underpaint because I'm going to change the color on it as I go. I'll put a little white in here as well, get some different tones. I'm going to take a little bit of this green here and add some shadows on this hill over here by just putting a different color green in there, just like that. Let me see how that looks. Pretty good. I'm not worried about this brown line because I'm going to put trees on these hills here. So this here, I'm going to make this yellow ochre and brown burnt umber mixture. I'm going to take some yellow ochre and mix burnt umber in it. And turn this to like a dirt hill or something, or ground. They don't have to be hills, but it depends on what I do with them. That's going to determine what they end up being. But right now I'm just blocking in the color. You can grab some of your darker color now and add it in there for shadows. See that? And it might help you design something down there. This I'm going to make the darkest green I've got. I mixed ultramarine blue and yellow. Just a little bit of yellow to get this greenish color here. And I'm just going to block this in. This will be our foreground here. All right, so all that's done. Now I'm going to put my mountains in now. Get a smaller brush. So on the gray scale, this is about a number 5. I'm going to make this number 5 gray on the gray scale, which is an equal mixture of black and white. And I'm just going to make that distant mountain that color. You'll see when the painting's all done, this mountain back here is going to look like it's way in the distance. All right, now I'm going to do this mountain here with a little darker gray. I don't have any Payne's gray out, so I'm mixing a little black and white to get this color. Got I don't have to work tomorrow, but I have a show at noon, from noon to 3 at the farmer's market tomorrow here in Magnolia. All right, there's a nice mountain there. Yeah, we're playing at a place that's called MVP. It's a bar. I'd rather be out there selling my artwork, but just trying to put a little mist down here. Brighten this up a little bit here. All right, I'm gonna put some clouds up there right now. Let me make sure I'm running. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. I'm gonna clean my brush and get some blue and kind of hit the, now that it's dry up there, I'm gonna hit just my corners with a little bit of blue. Just in the corners. All right, now I'm gonna throw some clouds up here with the, I'm having to use, I ran out of Utrecht white, so I'm having to use the Michaels white, which is Artist Loft, medium viscosity. It's not as good as the Utrecht's white. So what I'm going to do is mix a little gray in the white. So it kind of helps out with the viscosity. I'm going to put some cool clouds in here. Really small here at the bottom. I'm going to brush them in. Maybe brush them like they're going up at an angle like this. Real loose clouds. Nothing too difficult. Let me see how that looks. Good enough. It looks like they're blowing. If you've never put shadows on your clouds, it's real easy. Just get a little gray and just put the gray in the very bottom of these clouds. Okay, just swipe it in there real loose. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get a little gray on your brush and then kind of blend it in a little bit. And it's going to create a shadow underneath these clouds. Okay, real simple. Just put gray. See that? Now the cloud, you can even do some on the side if you want. It gives the cloud some dimension. Very good. And you can even put some gray clouds in here if you want. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get some snow going on my mountains now. I'm going to put a little blue. A little blue in my white for the, I'm going to have the light coming in here on the right. And I'm going to design my mountains right now. Just going to put a little white on each peak to start. This has some blue in it. It still looks white though, but I'm kind of lightly swiping it because I don't want it to be totally filled in like I did these here. So I'm just kind of lightly swiping it so there's some dark color in between the white. And then I'm going to shade the left side of the mountain here on with some bluish. I'm going to shade the left side with blue and white. And a little bit of gray. All right, so I'm just going to work my brush like it's a knife. Um, I'm going to pull it to the left. going right up next to the white. I'm actually touching the white. Mountains take a little practice. This is probably the easiest way to do a mountain here. I'm using a brush. I mean, I'll put some knife work up there when I'm done, and then it'll look really cool. It'll look like actual snow from the knife. It makes it, I'll put it white. There we go. It's the bottom of the mountain here. I'm going to grab some white again and try and create that mist that I like to do at the bottom. I'm just scumming the white in, blending it at the bottom with the bottom of the mountain. Just like that. It'll end up looking like either a cloud or mist. Let's see how it's looking. Wow. Looks pretty good. If you hurry, you could take your brush now, wet it a little bit, and where the two colors are coming together, you can try and get those two to blend together. Just wipe your brush off. You don't have to, but it helps soften up the peaks a little bit. That looks pretty good. It's not the best mountain, but when I put the let me put the snow up there now because I think it's already dry. So I'm gonna take a knife and hit it with the snow now. So I just get a little roll of white on my knife. You don't need much. I'm just gonna barely glaze it like that, okay? Just a little. There's enough on there to, I don't have to keep grabbing more paint because there's enough on the blade. You get it to break like this. If you don't have to grab any more on your knife. Get it to break like that. See how it's leaving sparkle white up there? Just like that. It looks pretty good. You can put this sparkle pretty much anywhere you want. The smaller stuff. Don't put too much snow on the peaks. Just leave it like that. It looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to kind of hurry now. I'm going to do this I'm I'm thinking if I want evergreen trees or regular trees here on these hills. Uh, Probably regular trees over here. So I'm going to take the darkest green I have. I'm just going to put it in dark, okay? And then I'm going to glaze it down when I'm done and make it lighter, okay? Because these trees back here on this hill wouldn't be this dark like I'm going to put it on right now. So I'm going to put some treetops coming down this hill in this green color I got. And while the paint is still wet at the bottom, pull the color to the left. Just a little. You'll create some different color grass down there, and then the bottom of the trees appear when you pull it like that. You see that? Let me zoom in a little. See that row of trees? Now I'm going to do the same thing here. This one's farther away, so I'm not going to make them as big, but I'm going to use the same color because it might mix with this white and lighten up on its own, okay? So I'm going to make the same type of trees, just a little smaller on this hill back here. It's further away. Same thing, wipe your brush off, and at the bottom, just pull the bottom to the right, just to even it out. It creates the bottom of the trees when you do this, okay? You can pull a little bit of color out here too to darken up the grass if you want, just a little, because I want that light back there. All right, so there's some distant trees back there. That looks good. It's looking pretty good, actually. I like these. I like these type of trees here. So what I'm going to do now, let me see where I'm at. 38 minutes. I'm taking some of this green I just used and putting some black in it. This is a different fan brush here. I'm going to try this one out. Let me glaze this back here first. I got to get a little yellow out here. I don't have yellow. So take a clean brush, and it's going to be a little wet, and you're going to get a little bit of yellow on it. It's almost like ink. See that? Just get some yellow and come up in here and let's glaze this grass underneath those trees with that yellow. Watch, it's going to brighten that whole hill up. Okay, that way I can run a tree now, because once you run your trees, you won't be able to work it. Okay. I'm trying to debate what brush to use here, an acrylic or a oil to make some, I want to make some evergreen trees. Maybe I don't want to go over this. I'm going to put the bushes down here so the video doesn't take too long. I'm going to grab some of my dark color and just pop in some bushes here on this hill. Try something with this fan brush. We'll pull up some twigs right now while it's wet. See that? Alright, I'm going to run some evergreen trees right here so it doesn't go over the these trees. I kind of like those trees, so I'm going to start about here. Turn your fan brush to the corner, and let's put some leaves on here. I'm going to stay kind of straight and skinny. I want it to look different today, so I'm going to come straight out with my leaves. Straight out. Just like that, a simple dark evergreen tree. Get some more color here. I'm going to put in another one here. Same manner. Straight out. Doesn't that look cool? Now for if you're doing this painting, you could come down as far as you want. Just get shorter and shorter as you come down. I'll do a few more for the video. But when I shut this off, I'll finish the painting and put it on a post, on a community post. Doesn't that look cool? Man, I'm looking down here and then I look, wow, look at how that mountain up there. It looks pretty cool. I didn't even really finish this area here. Let me try and run a pathway from back there. Yeah, that's what we need. Get a soft brush and I'm just going to put it in with gray. Grayish blue, maybe. So what I'm going to do is run a path from way back here, come through these trees, come up front here. Back here and up onto this hill. And then somehow all the way out I'll work it. But that's the idea. Wow, that's going to be a nice cool pathway all the way out. I'll make it bigger as it comes forward. I just wanted to get the idea in there. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Might as well mix the rest of my green and with the black and put a few more trees in there. I kind of like this fan brush. I haven't used this one yet. It's a Princeton. It's white bristles. I don't remember when I got this. But I've never used it before. I've got so many brushes, it's unbelievable. So I'm gonna put some bushes here. Run a tree up over these trees here. When you do your branches, just go slow. Just stamp the corner of the brush in and get wider at the bottom. That's all you got to do. It takes a little practice, but you'll get used to it. Put one right on the edge here. It's always good to fill in as much as you can. If you're trying to sell your artwork, it's good to fill up everything in there, you know. This, I'll even put a bush down here eventually just to fill it in, you know. And I'll put distant trees out here. But the video's already getting too long. So what I'll do, I'll probably end this video. I'll put a few birds up there, end it, and then I'll finish it. And you'll see the final piece on the community page. I got this cool big, oh, it's a Princeton liner brush. I think Princeton makes some pretty good brushes. That fan brush seems to be pretty good. Let me try this for twigs. Yeah, so you can hold this brush way back and you can swipe in some cool twigs. Get your paint to run like ink, and then put some twigs around your trees here. you got to get the right consistency of the water and paint uh, for these trees to look okay, and your these twigs, okay. You can use white as well. Let me grab some white and show you. Over here it looks really good, the white. White looks pretty good. Uh, Over this dark color. You can actually gray it up a bit if it's too white. You know what I mean? Put a little gray in it. All right, guys, that's all I'm gonna do because I know this video is probably long, 51 minutes. It's a simple layout. I just wanted to do a Friday. I just wanted to do a Friday painting. I was bored. And I don't have to get up too early tomorrow to go to work. Let me see if anybody's... I don't know how to get the chat going on here. Chat viewing options. All right. Yeah, I don't know how to get the chat. I guess they just show up. Yeah, this liner brush seems to be working okay. Um, when I shut the video off, I'll come in here and, really try and make some cool looking twigs, like design them with more ends on it and stuff. I'll take my time. I'll work that pathway to make it look really cool. I got to finish the color on here, here, and here. I'll put a bush down here. Overall, I kind of like it. Put some points up here. Let me see. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Thanks for watching, and check out the community page. I'll put the finished painting on here. The gray, it had a gray underpaint. I'll have to compare it with another painting I do when I just put it on white, but I think it looks a little darker. Once I finish it, I'll find out. Alright, guys. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next video.